Hello, everyone. Question today: is it possible to live in Denmark on the island of Bornholm not spending any money? Well, yes, it is. Almost. This is Sappho in the woods. Hi, Sappho. You say hello? Hello. And this is me. I will just turn around. Hello. It's evening, and we have been working most of the day. No, not in the goat farm, but I'm here at Dora's place. And Dora has a wonderful garden. She lives this place with her husband Kurt. He's not home at the moment. He'll be home after the weekend. He's taking care of children and grandchildren and the renovation of their house somewhere else in Denmark. But this is their place, and it's a wonderful place. And more than being a private garden with a multitude of apple trees and all kinds of stuff, it is also what is called a land place. That is a learning place for permaculture. So everything they've done here over the last 20, 30, even 40 years is along the lines of permaculture principles. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with that, permaculture is a way to grow the land with a minimal. You should take care of it. You should till the land not at all, and of course you have to do a little bit of weeding, but it's a principle about having the things that you need the most or that you use every day closest to your house so that you will use it, and the wild garden the furthest away from the house. And there are lots of principles in permaculture that you grow perennials mostly because you can harvest on other things than lettuces just. So you have the most outcome from the smallest piece of land. You try to grow in stages as well. So you have the trees and you have the bushes under the trees, and then you have the stuff that you have at the bottom. And it all can grow together. So you have to know something about the principles. You have to know about which growth suit each other the best. And yeah, that's the principles. You can look it up and go into it more because it'll take too long to explain all of it. But permaculture is a very good way, of course, organic, to grow the land and be efficient on the land. Now, this one is on the lead because Dora has a couple of ducks. I don't know if you just saw them under the trees there. And she doesn't want them more stressed than they are from the predator birds that circle this beautiful sky. So Sappho has to be on the lead when we're here all the time. But how is this possible to live here for free? Well, it's not for Dora and Kurt. Of course, they have to pay the mortgage, and but you can come here as a workaway. That is what in the old days was called a woofer. Woofer was, or is, willing workers on organic farms, and that has more or less developed into what we today know as workaways. You come from somewhere in the world and you agree to work for 5 hours a day, and you get the accommodation. You get, by Dora here, they get breakfast at 7:30. That's porridge with some homemade compo. Then you go to work at 8 and work until 1 o'clock. And that can be weeding, it can be mowing the lawn, it can be planting new things, it can be picking berries, it can be everything. This is the hedges of blueberries way down to the scarecrow there. And this big hedge is aronia. And well, a lot of things here are edible. That's one of the ideas of permaculture, that you live and you grow on nature's principles and not on human principles. And that is their beautiful house. So every morning, 7:30, porridge, then work, then 1 o'clock, there is a dinner. I don't know if you call it dinner when it's at 1 o'clock, but there is a hot meal that Dora prepares for all of her young people and old people. You don't have to be young to be a woofer or a workaway. I'm 60. I'm a workaway here. Now, I know Dora privately, so I have a little bit of lenience that I can go in the morning with the dog. We go into the ocean to swim in the ocean, don't we, Sappho? Yes. And then we live in these small huts. Then there will be bread and everything to put on it, a cold meal, cold dish in the evening at around 6 o'clock for all of us. So you have the afternoon to yourself, you have the evenings to yourself, and you pay nothing, and you're getting paid nothing, but you pay for your accommodation and for your food with 5 hours of work each day. And Dora is a wonderful host, and she cooks very delicious meals, and it's very nice. And of course, there's tea and coffee that you can get, and you can spend a little bit of money if you want your own biscuits or your own chocolate or the extra things that you want. That's not provided, of course. This is my cabin. I live in there with Sappho. You can see her water is outside there. There's a small bench, and here is firewood, and you can make a fire in this great fire pit. Now that one is a sweat lodge. There are two other people, a couple, living on the property, Chris and Annette, and they're very much into well, natural lifestyle, I guess you could call it. Chris built a dojo down behind that tower of water that he likes to train and work out down there, and he built the sweat lodge. And I guess you heat up a lot of stones in the fireplace, put it in the pit here in the sweat lodge, and cover it with, I guess, a tarp. And you get in there like indigenous Indian people used to do. So he picked up on that and made a sweat lodge. And yeah, other than that, it's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place. Not other than that, that's wrong. It's not called that. And it is a wonderful place. And Kurt and Dora, Kurt especially, has built wonderful terraces, and this is just the outside of the house. There's a courtyard in the middle that I would just like to take you. And when you walk out this way, so I'll just have to turn around because Sappho is dragging me with her lead and getting me all tangled up. But look at this. It's just herbs and food and all kinds of things growing everywhere. And the wonderful greenhouse. We just had some gorgeous tomatoes. They're hanging over there. And yeah, look at that. Raised garden beds for all kinds of vegetables. And I so wish that you could smell through the screen, because there is a wonderful smell of basil and rosemary, thyme, and look at that, neatly stacked firewood. I'm jealous. I'm so jealous. That's beautiful. There are 4 similar houses or screens for firewood. Little coffee table is way down the back here, way down the back, where you can sit in the evening, have a coffee, have a cake. Dora makes, of course, the most wonderful cakes. But I'm going to take you through the darkness here. This is, of course, the tool shed. Everything is so cool here. There are gloves for everyone, tools for everyone. They always have workaways and woofers staying, at least in the summertime. I'm gonna go out through this door. I hope. No, I'm not. It's stuck. You're not able to go out here, I'm afraid. Okay, it's just a trick door, but I can show you. That's Dora's front door. This is the courtyard. Lavender, roses, a fig tree in the middle, and up at this wall they are peach trees. Can they grow in Denmark? Yes, they can, when you put them in a protected space like this one. Look at that. Is that nice or what? Wonderful. And there's, of course, some granite work in the middle there. I'm afraid I can't get to it because the door doesn't open more than to get my arm through. I'll make another video if you're interested. But yeah, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful place to stay. And you can do that with a little bit of work. The work can also be to lime wash some of the walls. It's whatever the host needs done, needs help with doing, that you can be put to do when you work as a workaway. The deal is 5 hours a day for food and lodging, and then there can be extra perks, like some hosts would get you in touch, if the most are young people, get you in touch with other young people around the island or around the village, wherever you are, to go and take you out, maybe to the movies. I know one guy, he likes to take his workaways and to organize that they all go out and have a beer and go dancing on a Friday evening, and because he likes that himself, and he likes the young people to go out. Now, we are, of course, on an island which is all of the villages are in the countryside, so the buses don't drive very often, and the young people don't have very many possibilities. A lot of people put bicycles up for them so they can go bicycling, but in the evening it's nice to have someone figure out how to drive you so you can get around, go to a town, go out and have a little fun with other young people and meet people from some of the locals. That's part of being away, working like this. So yes, if you wanna travel on a low budget and have fun and meet other people, and you're able and willing to work for a few hours every day, you can go and have a very, very cheap and nice holiday here. Tonight they're gonna make a bonfire. They just popped up to the city on the bus to get some marshmallows. And I think we're gonna go take a rest. So that's all from this time, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.